to person to person. Today, we're going to be meeting someone who has been working professionally in the film business, recording weddings, concerts, and all sorts of events in his company Harvest Road Production. He also creates short films and motivational videos. Please welcome Camille Mikem to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, what was your inspiration for pursuing the filmmaking career?
My inspiration for pursuing film all had to start with a passion for film. I always enjoyed being around the camera. I remember the first time I actually got my hands on a camera was my freshman year of high school, and it was for this fitness trainer in Stamford, Connecticut, and he needed someone to just record his fitness events that he did for the youth, and that's when it all started. And I realized, like, over time, I just enjoyed being the person behind the camera, capturing the moment. And just from there, it kind of like had a spot in my heart for just doing that stuff. And now it's brought me this way, I guess.
Well, that's great. And, well, what was your biggest challenge and biggest achievement since you started?
My biggest challenge would definitely have to be becoming business oriented. Even though this whole thing is video production and you're supposed to improve with your talent as being a video person, there is a lot of business things that you will have to learn because this is a company. On top of being like a video thing, it's also a company and it's also being run by us. So there is a lot of stuff that we do have to learn, such as tax stuff, a lot of legal stuff, even simple things as like using music inside of your videos. If you're using someone that someone else created, and if we're making money off of it, and we didn't buy the licensing, there's a possibility of getting sued. So there is a lot of business stuff that you do have to learn, which is a little bit of tough because that's extra time, and there's just so much to learn. And my favorite thing, right? That was
the next question?
Was that part of that question?
That was, well, the part of the question was the biggest challenge and biggest achievements.
Okay. The biggest achievement, I don't feel like we have really reached our biggest achievement yet. But I would say every single production and every single shoot we've done all together is a really big achievement. It's great to be able to come together with my brother and my friend Ron and really be able to create stuff. And we get the chance to collaborate with other people around us who are creative, whether it's through dancing, singing, or whatever way they like to be creative. We collaborate with all of them, and so everything that we have done, I consider success.
Wow, that seems fun. And speaking of fun, what has been the most fun project you've done so far?
The most fun project I've done was this concert that I actually recorded back in August for this local rapper called Zabai. He's a Christian rapper. He had a concert in Fairfield, Connecticut, as you see in the shot over there. That's one of his songs. Wow. That song is Power Moves. I guess that song is very popular for him. At least if you search up Zabai, there's most likely a good chance you're going to see Power Moves the first thing showing up. It's great because he's kind of like an up-and-coming Christian artist. He's getting pretty well known, and it's great that this was his first concert, and that was our first thing, kind of like doing like a big thing, so that was nice. That was like his big first concert, and that was our big first concert recording, so that was like a nice collaborative work thing, so that was very exciting to do.
Well, seeing that you've done some productions, so what do you think you would like to see yourself from 10 years from now?
From 10 years from now, I would definitely love to see our videos in actual movie theaters. We would love to create motion pictures, and we don't just want to do like regular things. We want to make valuable movies. I want to make a movie knowing that the people who go and watch it are going to leave feeling inspired. They're going to leave feeling more positive. They're going to leave feeling more hopeful about their lives and everything about themselves. So that's where I see all of this going in 10 years.
And seeing that you're a filmmaker and you want to put this in motion pictures and you said you want to inspire people, what kind of advice would you give someone who's trying to go into that?
The biggest advice I would give someone who is trying to do what I'm doing is to be consistent, because doing video, it is very easy to say, hey, I have an idea of recording this. I want to do this. I want to do this. But that's the problem. All it is just ideas. It's hard for people to actually execute their ideas, and I think that's the very important part, it being in this field, actually going out and recording your ideas instead of just keeping an idea. So the biggest thing I could tell anyone is to just be consistent and make sure you're actually recording.
Yeah, that's great. Well, do you think having a passion for what you do is important, and why?
I think having a passion for what I do is very important, because if you're going to do something and all of your heart is really not into it, then I don't get the point of doing it, you know? You don't want to waste your life doing something just because, you know? I always tell myself, everything that I'm doing, do it with a purpose. If you don't have a purpose for doing it, then you're wasting your time. And you're wasting part of your life doing something that has no meaning. So make sure you have meaning and a purpose. And so yeah, that's why I think passion is very important. And passion too drives you to really do more than you expect. So for example, you may be shooting something and there could be a small thing like, oh, the lighting is off. If you're passionate about it, you're going to do whatever you can to make sure the lighting is perfect, instead of just saying, oh, it's fine, it's whatever, it's such a small part of the picture. And that's the thing too, having a passion, you realize all the small things in video production, instead of just, oh, it's a big thing, you realize this and that and that and that and that, putting that all together is going to give you something great. So you can really see that through having a passion for this.
It's certainly great to have a passion for filmmaking. We hope you enjoyed our program, and we would like to thank Camille for joining us today. Camille?
Thank you for having me, and of course, I have the business cards as well. This is something that's really important, I would say, for anyone who's doing this. Make sure you have cards, because it's important.
As he says. And tune in next time for next week's NCC for next episode of Person to Person. Thank you, and good night.
Handshake.